Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and I'm starting out on the longest e-bike ride I've taken so far. So it took almost an hour to get where I'm going. So here's the route I'm taking. You start at the top, and I went west for quite a while, and then I went south for quite a while. I'm going to go fly around an old, I called it Cactus Hill when I had my bebop, and I flew around it a lot. And then these pictures are from 2017, and that field down there, my plan is to ride my bike out onto that field and film the mountain from there, or the hill, I should say. And like I said, it took almost an hour, and I'm going to break it down into little segments because I don't want you to have to get bored. So, and on the way, I will also tell a story. I'll put some links to the previous videos that I've made of the mountain, or the mountain. I keep calling it a mountain. It's not really a mountain. It just kind of looks like one. And the last 3 miles, it's all uphill to get to it, to where I can film it. So it took a lot longer to get there than it did to get home afterwards. So I'm not going to bore you with that part. So anyway, we're headed along, and I'll break in, or I'll stop with, I'm going to tell you a story. I told you I'd get back into telling stories. So this is a story. It's going to be in several pieces because I can't tell it all in this one video. So when I graduated from high school, my folks said they'd pay my way to college, and it wasn't to the college I want to go to, but that's another story. And so they paid my way. And then when the first year I lived in the dorm and ate at the food service dining hall, and it was pretty nice. And then when the end of the year came, I went down to California. My cousin was the foreman of a shop where they make go-kart parts. Back then that was the rage. Everybody was racing go-karts, and so they needed somebody for the summer, and they asked if I wanted to come work down there, and that would help my folks pay for my schooling. So that was what we did, and I was home for a little while, and then my dad worked for United Airlines, and I could fly anywhere for just pay the tax on what it would be for a normal fee. So like I could fly to California for $12 as long as there was an open seat on the plane. Now here is where I made a big mistake. We've driven past this point to go to Walmart and so forth. You see that little glitch in the path there? That's where we are right now. We're about to try a shortcut. We rode by this so many times, and I said, I'm just going to take a shortcut and go through there rather than trying to ride on that busy street up there. So here I am coming back because it turns out I could not get across the railroad tracks safely. So I said, okay, we'll just come back and I'll get across the railroad tracks and then figure out what to do. Next time I fly, which probably will be in a few weeks because it was a fun ride and I enjoyed it, but I didn't end up with a very satisfiable. I wasn't satisfied with the video. So next time I'll go straight across here and ride in the bicycle lane. But this time I didn't. This was this is all new territory. Never ridden here before. Even though we've driven by in the car, I'm not really familiar with everything. So anyway, here I come now. I'm off the dirt and I'm going on sidewalks. And from here, it's either sidewalk or bike path the rest of the way. So I'm going to cross the street here and then get on the right side of the road and ride in the bike path and on sidewalks. So anyway, when summer came, I went down to California. And I don't know, it was like the first day I arrived, I lived with my aunt. She lived in a house that was quite a bit of property. I mean, that wasn't an acre, but it was a big lot. And it had been an apricot orchard. And so she had several apricot trees in her backyard and one in the front yard. And so it was a nice California spot. All right, now I'm getting close to where I'm going to go into the lot, the vacant area there. That right there, I'm going to turn and go up there and park and make my video from there, or fly the drone from there. So there's the hill up there. I call it Cactus Hill in previous videos. And the sagebrush and the cactuses are no longer where they were last time I was here. There's a HOA going in, and so I've got to find a place to fly my drone from. Well, as it turns out, they have a path that goes along the bottom of that hill for the people in the HOA to stroll along in the evening and stuff. And so I saw that, and I thought, well, I'll just take that and go fly my drone from somewhere along that path. I should have gone all the way down the path to see what it was like, but by this time I'd been riding for almost an hour, and I was tired, and I probably wasn't thinking straight either, because as you'll see when I do the flying, I made a foolish mistake. But anyway, so this is where I came, and I decided, all right, I'm going to take off from right here and do my flight. So anyway, the first night that I was in California, I had never heard of a barbecue before, but some friends of theirs were having a barbecue. So it was my first time going to a barbecue. And so I learned what a barbecue was, and I think I had a hamburger, and we just had a really enjoyable evening, my first evening in California, and of course I was going to be there all summer. So, and by the way, I could fly back whenever I wanted for $12 and go back down again. So it was kind of a nice thing that my dad worked for United Airlines. I flew back to Washington, D.C. one time for $12 or whatever it was. So here I am. I'm taking off, and I'm climbing up the side of this hill. And I called it Cactus Hill in my previous videos, so we'll keep calling it that. And I'm kind of timid about what I'm flying here. I put it into cinematic mode, and actually it was going too slow for what I wanted to do. So somewhere along in here, I switch it back to normal because I want to get up to the top of the mountain. That's what I like to do. People have flattened out little spots and made themselves either camping spots or picnic spots or just a place to climb up there and spend some time in the sky. And so I wanted to take a look at those. So I'm climbing up, and as I'm coming up to the top of the hill, you can see it's got two peaks, which right along the tops of those that ridge, that's where people have set up their campsites and picnic party sites and stuff like that. And of course, it's not a long haul to climb up that for average people. For me and my bad motorcycle leg, it would probably be not good. So now that we're at the top, if you look down, you see flat spots. There's one down the lower right, and then we go along, and here's another one coming down near the bottom. That's where people climb up there and spend some time. And there's one coming up on the left. And so, oh, by the way, now we're going to take a look at something. This is the screen recorder. And as I got over here, I wasn't paying any attention. Like I said, I was tired. And there's a flat spot there, and I was going to look at it. And then all of a sudden, I lost my signal. What I did was I flew up over past the top of the mountain or the hill, and so I'm hidden from the drone. The drone's up on top of the hill, and I'm hidden behind it there. So anyway, finally it made connection itself. I think I turned it. That's how it looked. This is my actual flight path. I came up from in front of the mountain, and I flew over and got totally out of range. So and accordingly, when that happened, I got panicked, and I got my picture back, and everything's working fine. But you would think I would figure things out, but everything has changed since 2017. There's no longer the sagebrush and the cactus, And so I'm looking around trying to figure out which way was my drone turned when I got up to the top of the mountain and when I lost contact. So it kind of, it's not a very professional looking video because at this point in time, I'm not sure what I'm doing. But anyway, I begin to recognize where I am after looking down at I remember those golf courses from previous flights. So as long as I'm up there, I'm going to look along the ridge and see if I can find any little flat spots. And there's one right there, just a little left of the center of the screen, and that's that's the only entertainment there is at the top of this hill. And then I'm just kind of going along looking for more now that I figure out where I am. But and there's one there right in the middle of the screen now, and they don't look very big from here. But when you get, or if I were to fly down closer to the top, which I didn't do that day because I was already a kind of a mess anyway. So anyway, it turned out to be a flight that I'll remember, and it was an excellent e-bike ride. I enjoyed it, and it didn't wear me out. It was like 9.6 miles on the part that I've shown, and then headed back home. It's the same, so it was just almost 20 miles, which is the furthest I've gone. There's a flat spot down there coming along the bottom there, and somebody's got a stake in the ground. And if I were to fly my drone down close, they've also painted some things on the rocks. And that's the area out there in front of us that used to be sagebrush and cactus. And it's no longer sagebrush and cactus. It's going to be some guy's way of making a lot of money. So at this point in time, I've got everything figured out. I've got my video that I wanted, although I wanted to make it a little more professional. And so I turn around, take one more look at Cactus Hill, and get some memories. And I'll probably come back, and I don't know when, but I think I'll come back, make another ride. It was a fun ride, and I'll be smarter next time. So coming in, I want to thank you for watching my videos, as always, and God bless.